And welcome back to episode 4040 of the Unpaid and Underrated Podcast. We are a podcast by crew for crew. I'm one of your hosts, Big Keith, joined as always by Big Joey.
Hey, my light's not working.
We'll have to call you Big Tanner, I guess.
Yeah, I got the lights off and turn them off and record in the dark.
And we're joined this week by special crew guest, Big Madkow. I'm assuming that's what you want us to call you tonight, buddy?
Sir.
All right. We'll rock with the Big Madkow. So let's go ahead and fire it off. What are you drinking tonight there, Mr. Madkow?
Yeah, I was going to do a can reveal. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking. I don't know. Maybe you guys have heard of this one, but it's pretty out there. It's pretty niche. So I guess I'll just let her
rip. Little Bush Latte. I like it. And that was
a Bush Heavy.
Oh no! Oh yeah, I was wrong. Ooh. Yeah, there you go. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the first time that anyone's revealed their cans on the episode.
Got to keep it fresh. Two of them were Two of them were in the back of my mini fridge, frozen. I put all three of them under hot water, and now two of them are warm, and one's room temperature.
That sounds horrible. I haven't drank warm temperature Bush again since I was probably like 14, so that doesn't enjoy that one tonight.
Yeah, I do. I prefer my Bush hot. I prefer my Bush hot. I'm drinking the Keiths as usual. I'm still on vacation actually from the Live Hard, Live Easy.
I went on vacation. Day 17 of your vacation.
I know. I went on because I've been with the company for like 10 years.
Yeah,
and they're like, you have so many hours, and I was like, you know what? 2.5 weeks. I'm out of here. I don't want to think about this job for.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
For 3 weeks. Yep.
Yeah. Rocking a Wegmans Lime. Life's just been crazy. I think it's like the third week. I don't know. I've had this thing several times, but there's only like 4 or 5 that I like. So I'm going to have a lot of repeat drinks. I did actually tonight, though. I had before drinking this, similar to what's in the can. I ate gin. Gin hooked me up with a meat stick. One of those Bison ones. Is it Epic? I think is the brand of them. I've had those before. Really good. Extremely tender. It's like it's not even like jerky. It's just like it's so moist. So appreciate that.
You know what's funny is I almost added to the notes the weirdest meat you've ever eaten because Madkow, do you eat meat? Okay.
Sure.
All right.
I don't know if I have like a lot of moist meat sticks laying around like Keith, but
I just didn't know if like imagine me adding that and you're like, no, I don't eat meat. This is a stupid topic. So I recently
I had this fancy tofu once.
I went to a farmer's market, and one of my favorite things is game meat, where you just go and buy like the weirdest thing they have. And I ended up buying crocodile pepperettes. And my kids loved them to a shock. And I was like, you guys know this is crocodile. And they were like, sure it is, Dad. Nom, 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 nom. So I was just wondering, like, what is the most out there meat that you think you have eaten? It's funny that you brought up the bison thing because I didn't get that from Jen. I think it's coming, but...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what's the most out there meat that you think you've eaten?
You got anything, Meg? You go, buddy.
No, I haven't eaten it. I haven't eaten anything too crazy. I've had bison burgers and probably nothing too wild.
Yeah, I think I'm right there. Like bison, I'm bison's not super weird, but for me, I didn't have bison until the last few years. Honestly, I think I had lamb for the first time a few years ago. Not a fan. I don't like gamey dark meat. Like I refuse. Like I think dark Thanksgiving turkey is disgusting. I can barely tolerate white meat on turkey. Like I don't like gamey. I mean, deer. I guess I don't know. I've had venison growing up and stuff.
Yeah.
That's probably more rare. I don't know. Would venison be more rare-ish or than bison? I don't know.
No. Well, it depends where you are, right? Like as you get to the plains, bison is more readily available.
Yeah. I mean, I've had bison burgers in Colorado at a restaurant. I've never had venison at a restaurant, just like my friends. Venison stew, venison jerky.
Yeah.
I used to keep, I think I've mentioned it before maybe on the podcast, and I'm sure one of the Davids will call me out on this. I used to keep like a list of every meat that I've ever eaten because I think that like if you're going to eat one, you should try them all. But I draw the line at human, obviously. But like, yeah, well, I mean, like, anyway.
I mean, if this was like a like in a live scenario, I would definitely eat a human to fucking survive. If I was, what's that TV show right now going? Yellow Jackets.
Yeah,
And then the like the early '90s movie, and I think they just remade it too, but it was like the
Alive.
rugby team.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alive. Yeah, I would
So
definitely
I've
do
got the
that.
crocodile pepperettes. I bought the water buffalo ones as well. I still think the weirdest thing I've ever eaten, but here in Canada, it's not that weird. I've eaten bear, like I've had bear chili. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, that was definitely I think the weirdest thing I've ever eaten, and would eat it again
You
for
got?
sure.
Do you have me back?
Yep, you're
Yep,
back.
you're good.
Uh,
We got you.
I just froze out for a minute. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard. It happens. So yeah, bear I think is up there. Crocodile. There's a farm actually near me for crocodile and alligator, so I don't think it's so
Wait,
weird, but I think other
like,
people do.
you sure it's crocodiles and alligator? Isn't like alligators the only one that are native to this area, or like to the northeast? Not northeast, but like, isn't crocodiles are like fucking South America, right? And alligators are like Florida and like l-
Well, I don't know when it's all farmed. Like you never know, right? It's all just I have a
uh,
farm near me, and
I didn't know they had
they
crocodiles up here.
they again it's a farm. They're not out there catching them, man. They're growing them to kill them and send them out in pepperettes.
The fuck's also what the fuck is a pepperette? Is that like a little like tiny sausage thing or something? I don't know what a
What?
That's a good
pepperette.
point.
I don't know what the fuck a pepperette is, and apparently Mad Cow doesn't
What do you
either.
guys call
So
them? So
I
you,
don't know. We
no,
don't know what one is to
they're
begin
just
with.
like they're meat. They're little dried cured meat sticks.
I mean, I guess it's not a bad name for it, but I don't eat gamey stuff, so I probably wouldn't go to my way to.
But like pepperettes are generally available. There's like pepperoni ones. There's pork and turkey, and Pillars makes
I don't.
them. And,
I don't know what I
Pillar
would call them.
Pillar Four.
There's like a land Jaeger, which is a type of that, but I don't know
okay,
what I would
yeah.
call that
So
in
okay,
general. It's just
yeah,
like a
it's a land Jaeger, but land Jaegers are usually dried German and smoked, and they're
yeah.
usually a little bit of pork and beef. But like you guys don't have. There's no way. There's no way. You're fucking with me. You're fucking with me. At this rate, you're fucking
I'm
with
not
me.
a I'm a pretty basic shopper too, so like I'm sure they
Like
got all kinds of
you
shit
go
in
to the
Rochester.
store and there's like a thing and it just says hot pepperettes. Like you've never heard of that?
I
I
feel
wouldn't
like
have
it would just be called like beef sticks or turkey sticks or whatever it is, something like that down here,
Anyway,
or
I
what
like
do
don't know,
a
Joey.
like
you
a dry sausage.
what are you
Yeah,
wearing?
that's what I was thinking.
Moving to what are you wearing? You guys are messing with me.
Rocking out the one and only unpaid and underrated shirt. If anyone interested with it, I think several of you had picked them up, and a lot of you picked them up in person too. So if you haven't got yours yet, there's a few left, I'm sure. Go ahead and go over to Massonomics and pick you up a couple unpaid and underrated T-shirts. Mad Cow,
Matt,
what you rocking, buddy? You got a whole elaborate setup there.
I'm pretty much just wearing my Madcow uniform that I do for special events and you know conferences, competitions, anything like that.
So it's a nice little button up with a some cows and some greenery, little bling bling, nice little cow print bandana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is almost a $20 chain, so I can't
Ooh,
just
shit.
bring it out all the time.
Are you wearing the cow pants?
I'm not. It's
Okay.
a waist up ensemble. I am
That's
wearing
awesome.
pants though.
That's good.
Now I've got the Strength Co. Don't Buy Our Cats shirt because it was comfortable and I wore it.
I probably should have bought that. I don't think I honestly looked at anyone's booth all weekend. I felt bad. I was just like, well, I didn't even, like, what time did Barefoot didn't even show up until kind of a little later too, because I was gonna check their shit out. But then like by the time I think they rolled in, like the meat was already going and I was just kind of preoccupied.
Yeah, I think they showed up during the I think first flight bench. Yeah, they showed up kind of late, but that's all right. Should
It's
happen.
all good. So it's been a minute since we've already talked about some of their the Massonomics YouTube videos. So they had the big one, I think, last Friday. That was pretty much the whole like crew recap that we were all kind of were featured in. And then today they hit another long one of just Tommy and Tanner kind of doing a more or less a podcast style, kind of watching their lifts back and just kind of talking you through it. And I did end up and kind of banging that one out. It was kind of felt bad because Stephanie was just we were just sat down to watch a show, and I got the alert on YouTube that it was ready. I was like, "Fuck, I kind of need to watch this." I always tell her it's for research, which it kind of is, just because I like to be fresh with it. But I'm like, I felt bad because I looked and it was like 37 minutes, and I'm like, fuck, I'm never gonna watch this, and then we're gonna have maybe enough time to watch one show before I gotta like roll in here and start podcasting. So she was a trooper, and she didn't bitch about it too much. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And then Grant had some videos too. He had two or three that were at least 10 minutes that kind of a lot of us were featured in. So did you get a chance to watch all those Madkow, or did you consume any of that with the FOMO going on?
I did, yeah. I mean, the FOMO was strong with the just a total meet recap, and then the episode follow up. I haven't watched the one from today yet. Rolled right in from work to cooking kids dinner to feeding kids dinner to entertaining them to handing them off to my wife 10 minutes before this.
So you didn't cook in pepperettes then, right?
I did not. Just dino nuggets. Just a classic.
You don't cook pepperettes; they are cured. No, that's it. That's it. We're in a fight. I'm gonna swear 21 times in the next 30 seconds.
Hey, we need good real content, so that's good stuff. I know Joey will watch at least a couple of those YouTube videos, but I'm positive he didn't consume the long one today.
No, God, no, not today. But I did watch the rest of them, yeah. And I think I even commented on the one that Grant posted. It was really funny.
Joey with another good lift, or
I know it was like every time two people would. So, what is your advice for? And you hear in the background, Joey with a good lift. And I was like, that's really funny because I'm not in the video, but like I interrupted every single interview for a few minutes. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, definitely did not get to watch today's long one. I wanted to, but
so good. What about the episode? Let's see. So I think we're trying to think of the timeline here. So the only episode we haven't really talked about would be their recap of the podcast, I believe, where they actually got 3 or 4 crew on, maybe 4 or 5 actually, several crew on that were at the 11 mark. That was probably my favorite part. The fact that like, Tanner kind of polled the crew of like who's at 11 and just need to get their voices on, and we're obviously at the Lift Hard, and several of our familiar faces and friends got on there and were able to join the Hall of Fame with us. I really enjoyed that. For all those reasons, I'll give last week's recap episode. They did 5 out of 5 Massonomics Gym iPod touches. Madkow, what'd you think about last week's episode of the Massonomics podcast?
I feel like it's a strong 5. I mean, how can you not? I mean, it's the recap. They had the crew on. They called in. They got the. I mean, if David didn't tell me he was a British David, I would have never known. So I'm glad he dropped that in.
Yep. I love his goodies.
So I had that. Just a side note, I did actually watch some of Joey's lifts live on the live stream. I was in there in a little bit. I didn't catch the strongman portion of that, but yeah, I caught a little bit. I caught Joey on there and a few other familiar people up front. I think I saw some immerse.
Hell yeah. I definitely have not listened to anything because, again, on vacation, I have no time alone. So all of my time is kids or sleeping. So let's see. Having crew on your recap episode, killer idea. Especially if one of them is one of the big Davids. So I'm gonna have to go and give them 5 out of 5 unpaid and underrated stickers.
That is fair. That is really fair. That's good stuff. Moving on. Did you want to tell us about your continued hatred of the Discord bots, Joey?
I fucking hate those bots, man. It's so
I know.
They don't contribute anything. I have them all blocked, but I'll just say a word or I'll tag somebody and then it'll just be like 4 blocked fucking messages and I got to scroll up to see them. I hate those bots. I wanted to put that in there because honestly, I think I said something today that just triggered 2 or 3 bots in one post. And I was like, you know what? Fuck these bots. They don't help. They don't contribute anything. They were funny for a minute and now I'm just so over the concept.
The date ones are good. I still like when they actually.
The date ones are good. Like the count one is good. Like the ones that contribute to conversation. But if I just want to say like, oh hey, my wife mentioned this, and then it's like, my wife, like a big gif. Like, come on, man. Like,
yeah,
I feel like we're done with most of the bots, and the fact that I had to block all of them, so I kind of missed the good ones because I just can't stand constantly being interrupted when I say anything. I can't even say license plate. Like you can't say license plate without being bombarded with bots.
That that has been pretty cool though to see all the crew. I'm assuming is someone literally made a recent one about the fucking like if someone's making but who the fuck's making bots? Because like that's just funny. But the seeing the license plate's pretty cool. I don't think I'd pay for a vanity plate. Like that's like I don't know. I think it's $20 a month, or even if it's like $100 a year. Like that's I don't
I
know.
I would, but they're like 350 up front. And it's
Yeah.
like that's so much
They
money.
they charge you monthly.
I'm sure. I'm just guessing. Maybe it's just a yearly fee, regardless. But I mean, but a yearly fee is still a
No,
subscription, and then if you divide it by 12, that's monthly. But
mine's
I'm
a
sure it's
mine's a
not.
one
But
time up front.
Yeah,
that's a
well,
lot.
Virginia, there are so many vanity plates in Virginia. I think it's because it's very easy. You literally just pay like $30 like one time just to
Oh, that
customize it.
would be 100% doable. I guess I've never looked into it, but I also don't know. Like I was
Well,
debating too. Would I go unpaid? Would I go NWC? Like I don't know that I would go with just the. I don't love the mass because I don't know. To me, like it's not the word, and I can't spell for shit. So I'm like, what is this fucking? How's this mean Massonomics? I don't understand it. So it doesn't really resonate with me as much. It's still cool that everyone's doing it, and I get it. But I think for me, if I was going to spend that money on a personalized vanity plate, it should be something a little, I don't know, more self promoting. So like my podcast or my gym, not my friend's podcast.
yeah, I've been chasing Madkow for like 5 years. Some asshole has that, and I check in every year.
Ah,
So still
that's
have.
funny.
Damn
You could
it.
always go Big Madkow.
Well, I think there's a max of
Too many.
7. Might be
Yeah, too
6.
many.
It's either 6 or 7.
Ooh, I
Can
got
you
it.
can you do like
Madcow 69.
MDKW? Yeah, Madcow 69. Yeah, that's a good
Yep.
one too.
Well,
Mhm.
I have the first 6 letters of my last name, which is almost.
All right.
I'm Madkow Jason. I'll get it eventually. They'll give it up, and I'll get it.
Madcow
Nice.
adjacent.
Just keep checking.
Okay, what do you want to do? Who the fuck is Donnie Thompson?
Oh, we're jumping ahead there. Yeah. So we're big, as Nate likes to coin us, we're big pole guys around here. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm a grower, not a shower, but I guess we're all big pole guys. But yeah. So we can every now and then we can start sprinkling these in. So the Fairfield versus Joey. Actually, well, I guess yeah. Did you want to go jump to the Donnie Thompson one? That kind of we have to
No,
work up to that one.
you go ahead.
So, because we got to build up to that one because it parlays from the other one. So, Fairfield versus Joey. Everyone kind of heard Joey's extreme, crazy rant last week that we made a reel about because he was so upset about the Fairfield and that he just like voiced his opinion so loudly and aggressively. So, I was like, I think someone. I'm trying to think who it was. I think it actually was one of the Davids. Now that I think about it, I won't say which one, but it was one of the Davids that suggested that we poll the crew of was Joey the problem or was the Fairfield the problem. So results are in. We're looking at 17% thought Joey was the problem, 22 that thought Fairfield 100% was the problem, and then the vast majority at 61%. Yeah, a little bit of both. And that was kind of a rigged quiz because it's like I think most people were going to vote a little bit of both anyway. But it was just poking fun at Joey a little bit. I enjoyed that because everyone pokes fun at me more often than not.
Eh, I mean, I'll take some of that. I do think I'm a generally friendly person to customer service people, but it's like when you have Jen and Chris and Ryan and Scance and Murph and a bunch of people all coming to me being like, this person fucking sucks. I'm just going to be the person to say something as polite as I can, right? So, to all the people that think it was just me, yeah, sometimes.
and in all clarity, whatever, I'm not sure how to word it, but like people accidentally vote on the wrong shit. Like a tenth of the votes are skewed just because people are fat thumbing through Instagram. And like I actually had like 2 people DM me saying, "Oh, I didn't mean to vote for that." I'm like, I can't go fucking. I don't
Yeah,
have a
you go
magic wand to
undo
go
your
change it.
vote.
So like, thanks for letting me know. But like, but then that'll segue into the who rants harder, Donnie Thompson or Big Keith, and that kind of came to me because Donnie was ripping into every other story. Donnie's ripping into someone hard. Donnie actually lost that to this Big Keith guy. 36% thought Donnie was the little bit harder ranter, and 64 thought I was. And then that clearly segues into what Joey had alluded to earlier. Who the fuck is Donnie Thompson? Does Joey know who Donnie Thompson is? Only 12% people thought he did, and 88 didn't. So, Joey, do you know who Johnny Thompson is without a doubt?
Yeah, so 12% of you are wrong. I just Googled him, don't know, and probably don't care if I'm being upfront with you.
He he created the Thompson Fat Pad, and he worked on the basically originated the dumbbells that used to have the handle inside of it and like a big globe around it, essentially. I think there's like Thompson Fat Bells, I believe, and a bunch of other things that he's said he's invented over the years that other people have stole from him, and he likes to talk about that religiously and complain about it.
Cool.
But good guy. He
sounds
was
like
he was
sounds like
he
a
was
good sell.
he was a extra in one of my favorite movies, The Program, as a center playing football. So good stuff.
So he wasn't in The Longest Yard with all the wrestlers?
No, didn't make it into that one.
I don't know who he is in.
Yep. And it's a little bit of PRX update. Everyone saw my memes a couple months ago. So PRX actually did kind of are in the process of smoothing things over with Vendetta and Kyle Kaizen. So that's been great to see. Everyone gives me a hard time for kind of roasting on like, people on Instagram in the home gym world when I kind of think they're doing something shitty. But I have the same opinion that most people do. I'm not afraid to make memes about it. So, but I'm also not afraid to be like, oh, well, yeah, they did the right thing. So cool, good for them. So no hard feelings. I heard they I did have an inside source so that there was some laughter about some of my memes that I made. Maybe not in the moment 2 months ago when their company was fucking under siege, but this weekend when they were hanging out together, they did have a good time about it.
No, good work, Keith.
I try to keep people honest.
He saved the home gym industry.
Yeah, you saved the home gym industry.
I did not. I just made a couple memes. That is all.
That's how I feel sometimes. You did it. You brought Bells of Steel to Home Gym Con. Congratulations.
I will take more credit for that than I will the PRX thing.
All right. So should we Madkow, you got an ad read for us there?
Yeah, I guess I could read something. Have something written down.
Get it out of you.
Well, I guess if I was going to recommend Mastonomics from my personal experience of it, I think probably 2 or 3 years ago, I stumbled on this podcast on YouTube. And there were just two guys sitting at a round table, and I was like, I don't know who these guys are. Typically if you see something that's kind of like a few times on YouTube, it's probably someone that's some kind of like very acclaimed lifter. And I was like, who are these guys? Like, they look like they lift, but don't really know anything about them. They're more just like telling dad jokes and not even talking about lifting. And it's like, I couldn't remember their names at all after I'd watched the one episode. I was like, what is going on here? And then probably a year later, I kind of like snapped in and like had more of a general understanding of what was going on just from like Instagram and other stuff like that. And I got the vibe, and just a couple of suburban dads who like dad jokes and lifting and drinking. That's all I know. So I just kind of snapped into the program and got caught up to speed a little bit and got the vibe. So anyone that just likes to dabble in any kind of strength sport, I mean, I'm probably one of the few people that doesn't actually power lift, but I've just been strongman, powerlifting, anything else, anything lifting related. You're just into seeing kind of a community of guys that just like to shoot the shit. And this day and age, you don't always get to bro down as much as you used to. So you can kind of bro down with the crew in the Discord and have a little gang to talk to throughout the week about some people with like-minded individuals that like fun and lifting.
That's a fair assessment. I will take that. And I think with that, we can. You want to kick everyone out, Joey, and get that guest on the horn?
Yeah, it's done. I kicked everybody out while he was chatting. Yeah.
All right. There he is. Big Madkow. Is that you, buddy?
Hey,
welcome to Unpaid and Underrated. Yep. Yeah. Well, this is Rochester and Canada, but close enough.
Well, actually, I might have never left Aberdeen. We don't know.
I'm still not convinced Big Sam made it home.
I was just walking around Aberdeen.
Yep.
I still might be. Yep.
He's just loading up 495 squats cold and Crocs and taking them down. That's
he got everybody has now been fired from the Fairfield, and he's the general manager.
I am the captain.
What have you done?
I actually no, just the one person. So we got Big Madkow on. A bit of an elusive character. I think if you were at the Arnold this year, you would have run into him and maybe got an autograph picture that I forgot, and then ended up showing up in my order from Massonomics because Tanner was like, "I got you, man." And
That's
then the
great.
next order I did, he ended up sending me like Doritos, meat, a pepperette. He fucking sent me a pepperette, you guys, and and the Mad Cow picture I'd forgotten that you autographed. So it's really fun to have you on because I think when you do actually comment, because I don't think you comment a lot, but when you do, it's always either really funny or really random. And I kind of enjoy that about you. So anyway, just
Yeah, that's fair.
tell everybody who you are. And I think we already heard what brought you to Massonomics. I think we already heard that
Yeah.
story there. So
Yeah.
just tell us who you are, where to find you.
Right. In the Discord, Big Madkow, obviously, I like to pop in at random times. I don't always check in, but every few days I might maybe try to get a sense of what's going on, or maybe just interject whatever I think I want to interject. Might probably derail things more than often than not, but yeah, let's jump in there. Instagram is just Madcow, I think. I think it's underscore Madcow underscore. I don't know, but
With a
I
K.
mainly post.
Yeah, you
With
want
a
to spell
K.
that you want to spell that for him? Yep.
Yeah, Madkow.
There you go.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess I mostly post like grip videos and stuff like that now. I did do strongman. I think Keith found a strongman picture from me. Probably to go back a while for me doing anything actually strong, but or relatively. But yeah, I've been more to the grip competitions the last couple of years and just general lifting stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a powerlifting meet someday. One popped up in a convenient location.
I mean, it is only 3 hours away from your hub airport, and or 5.5 hours from the other hub, I guess. But to get into Aberdeen, you got that nice 12-hour layover, I feel.
Yeah, those travel stories were. I was like, maybe I can make this happen next year, and then all the travel stories.
Yeah, that probably made the FOMO less, I bet. Yeah, but I mean, last year wasn't like that. I mean, it was literally a fluke that the whole fucking world, kind of shut down there for a day or two, and kind of happened to be. I think they were even talking about it. Like, if that happened like 2 days earlier or a day earlier, like people wouldn't have just like no one would have got there. Like the whole fucking meet would have got canceled. There would have how shitty it would have been. There would have been like 30 people competing basically. Like Dave probably wouldn't even have came down if there wasn't like I don't know, because out of the 90 of us, 60 of us flew in probably. 50 of us flew in. 50, I'd say at least 50 flew.
Yep.
Like if everyone was grounded essentially, like you're gonna do a 30-person meet and a 10-person strongman show. I mean, I guess it would have been interesting. I would have watched the live, but Big Mini wouldn't have been there, so it wouldn't have been very good.
Yeah, I missed each one of those by a day actually. So yeah, that's fair. So you're from Virginia?
Yeah, I live in Virginia. I'm from Pennsylvania originally. I lived in a few places. I went to school, went to a couple colleges. I went to school in Jersey and South Carolina and Maryland, and then yeah, moved back home after college. Went out to California. I was aspiring to be like a pro or semi-pro beach volleyball player. That was my main sport in high school and college. I played NCAA volleyball. Tried to transition to the beach, and you know, after college, trained a lot in Pennsylvania. Then I was like, all right, I'm just going to move to California, try it out there, and lived out there for a few years before settling back in Virginia here.
And so, where at in Pennsylvania, roughly, where are you guys from? I'm from like Morgantown, West Virginia, so I'm pretty close to Pennsylvania. So, just
Not that
depends on where you.
area. I'm like southeast near Philly, Bucks County.
Gotcha.
It's yeah, so closer to like Damager,
Yep, yeah, I was just gonna say
however you
Chris
say his
over
name,
there,
and I don't
Dingalinger.
know. Yeah, I can't think of anyone else. Who else? I don't know who else is around there, but I know
In
he's
Jersey, I'm
Chilean.
not sure. I mean, you're kind of in a hub though. If you're right in Virginia area, are you kind of near Murph and Matt?
Pretty close. Yeah, I mean, I think Murph is in DC, if I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah. Well,
mistaken.
You guys all met
Yeah,
up.
Matt. Well, yeah, that Matt did a strongman contest that was 10 minutes from my house, which is like 45 minutes from him, probably, and like an hour from Murph. But they were out there. I was like, oh, It was at a brewery anyway. Yeah, brewery 10 minutes from my house in my town. I was like, I can make it out.
I'll unveil myself.
Someone will twist your arm hard enough to make it to that. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
So one thing we ask everybody. So how long have you been around on Massonomics? We didn't catch that. Like when you said you joined about 2-3 years ago?
I don't know when I joined the Discord exactly, but yeah, probably 2 years. I've been kind of like watching more regularly.
So what is the one piece of merch you wish you got?
I guess some of the OG stuff. Trying to think if there's anything that like came and went. I did think about this. I wish I would have got one of the Lift Hard, Lift Easy shirts last year, and then I would have got one this year and tried to start keeping it going. But I was like, I don't know if I want just this year. I didn't have last year. It also didn't go, so I'm like,
that's fair. Don't sleep on those shorts. Did you get the new shorts?
I did not.
Shorts are pretty dope. I pulled the trigger on a second pair.
Yeah,
and the silly pint.
I thought about getting a second pair.
I do want a silly pint too.
So I can't find one from last year. I had a whole thing in Discord trying to be like, I was going crazy. Like, did it exist? I vividly remember getting like a silly pint and ammonia and like the barbecue sauce, but I'm like, why can't I find my silly pint? It's in the house somewhere. I just got to fucking like actually sit down and look for it. But worst case, I think I can buy one off Toby.
I've got 3 of the silly pints and they just smell funny sometimes. So
I don't use them at all. They're just completely nostalgic collector's items that just sit on the shelf. I think I drank a pre-workout of it as a bit once for a video, and it just tasted like.
Is that the pre-workout you dumped?
They always smell bad.
If only I had a spotter. If only I had a drink spotter.
Yeah, that's normally if I'm gonna use those, it's right in the morning when I just need that water so fast. Like I wake up, kind of bat my eyes, and then I down a glass of water every morning. And it's usually out of a silly pint. So did you get a Hall of Fame card?
I did. Yeah, I got one. I don't know. I don't have a lot of things to check off, honestly, but I guess relatively new compared to some of the other people that have been on for a while and kind of racked up on the back catalog and some of the other things on there. I mean, I don't know. I can't even recall the stamps anymore. I was like, I'm so far away.
Yeah, you've got to be like, I met you at the Arnold. You've been a supporter now for 2 years. Like you've got to be at least 6 or 7.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I got to be in the 5.
12 isn't far.
I think it's in my desk, and I just got to break it out.
Did you get the patch?
Which one?
The Massonomics support crew patch.
Like the thing that goes
no.
Best.
Okay.
I think the first thing I got was the $2 bills and the Jefferson deadlifts.
Actually, we don't talk about that one enough. That's fun. That's a good call. Yeah, we don't talk about that one enough.
I should ask Murphy just how many of the $2 bills she still had.
Actually, that would have been.
She had that reel of.
She should have brought him and spent them all in Aberdeen.
Yeah.
I was definitely considering getting like $100 to $200 in $2 bills for the Arnold and just slapping them down on the table every once in a while if I needed some socks or something like that.
That would have been really funny, just paying for everything at the Massonomics booth with $2 bills. Ooh, yeah, I think it would have taken like 1 or 2 things for them to get it that you were doing a bit. But
were they even taking cash, or they only did like I didn't? Did they even?
They took cash. I think I bought something in cash too. I think I bought the toque that doesn't fit. Those new toques they got, like those are small as shit. They fit my kids. They don't fit me, and I think that's what I bought with cash. All right.
Yeah, I had cash. I was looking at my Jefferson deadlift stickers on my squat rack, and then my other one on my gear over there.
Nice.
All right,
as you mentioned your squat rack, it'll lead me into a little least fun, most fun, relatively new game we play here. So I'm going to give you a topic, and you just tell me, you're basically the least fun thing about it and the most fun. We're not playing unpaid or FMK or anything. So just least fun, most fun. Least fun, most fun. Home gyms.
Most fun is constantly building it out and justifying getting new things in. I don't go all out as far as high dollar items, but I've been gradually curating all of my weight plates. So I'm trying to get like a vintage collection that's mostly funded by buying and selling a bunch of random stuff. So I'm always have plates coming in and out, and I'm swapping them, and I'm kind of like curating my whole setup and just adding little things here and there, building it out. And specialty bars, and especially with doing the grip stuff, I have a whole wall of just grip shit that I don't even need already. And least fun, finding times to do any kind of lift that makes any kind of noise, because you are at the mercy of children being in the same house. So I know I've heard Big Rob say he just gets up and lifts and bangs weights and nobody wakes up. Understand how that happens in his house, but
Yeah, I think his kids must be upstairs and he's in the basement, or he's super insulated. But I think he lifts on a lot of drop pads and stuff too. So I don't know if that like helps silence stuff, but I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't.
yeah,
My floors are so I could if I tried to fucking lift when my wife was sleeping, like just walking down the stairs would wake her up, let alone like actually
yeah.
picking
I
up the
mean,
bar.
yeah, I'm in the basement and they're up on the second floor, but I was like, a couple of nights I was just starting to do whatever. My wife was like, I hear every rep of everything you're doing very loud. So, your only time you have to work out is when people are sleeping, and then you wake them up. Luckily, I get both my workouts in like during the day at lunchtime because I work from home.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's gotta help.
Saving that works, especially for like grip stuff. I'm like, I'm going to practice this grip implement, and I can go downstairs for 5 minutes and do it, and I'm not like super sweaty and all
Nice. I dig it. Yeah, I like both those answers. I can definitely relate to the building your gym by buying and selling. Like that is the go-to of every, home gym that I've ever, had a finger in, just like all my friends that have like they're like, how do you have all this stuff? It's like just fucking search Craigslist 24/7 and then just buy shit and sell it. And yeah, it's what you got to do when you don't have a shit ton of expendable money.
So,
I mean,
go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, I'm pretty sure you have like every milled York plate that's been north of
Yeah,
Maryland.
I have a few, and I've every now and then I see more pop up, but I'm just like I don't know.
Got these.
Oh, nice. I
Oh,
like the
damn.
Shizzler, the Eagle Shizzlers. I always like stutter on that fucking word. It's like, is it Shizzler or Shizzler or
I
yeah,
actually got them from Big Rob himself on the way back from the
nice.
Arnold. So those.
That is good stuff. Yeah, Rob's a good guy. Next time if I actually am going through Pittsburgh anytime soon, he's got a Husafelt that I'd buy off of him, but just not gonna drive 4 hours to pick up a Husafelt, no matter how cheap it is. But it's kind of on my way home if I go to my parents. Just haven't really don't have that trip on the calendar yet.
So
It'll happen.
I have some grip questions because I'm not
But
like I think I've spoken about it before. My grip is my weakest because I have all the nerve damage and muscle damage and stuff like that. So like when you're training grip, are you not training anything else? Like does having a strong back help your grip?
I don't think it helps your grip. You have to have a surplus of back strength to do a grip lift that requires like semi-heavy load. So if you're doing if you're a competitive grip lifter, then you're doing a double overhand axle with, over, 300 something, over 300, over 400 pounds. So if your max deadlift is 425, you're not going to axle deadlift 400, even if your hands are strong enough, just because like you're not focused on your technique, you're not dialed in, you're not locked in like on a hook grip or an alternating grip or something like that, or straps. It's not like you can just rip away. So I would say for competitions where you're doing a heavy lift, you just need to be like 20%, 15% stronger than like what you're trying to do on a grip lift. But otherwise, I don't know if your overall body strength, I think your arm strength, like your bicep itself, bicep tendon, like the whole chain from maybe your bicep down to your wrist and your hand, the stronger that is, I think that does translate. But I don't think if you if you only were a deadlift specialist and only use strats and like only train deadlifts and never like arms, forearms, and just strapped in every time, like that power isn't going to help you.
All right. Yeah. I asked because I was at the Arnold not this year but the year before, and I was watching the square deadlifts.
Yep. Yeah,
Right. They were
Saxon bar.
Saxon bar.
thank you the Saxon bar, and like those people were just big in general, right? Like those people were just large humans, and then they would
Mhm.
try and grip that big giant Saxon bar. And I was just wondering if those like is that a grip competition or is that a deadlift
Mhm.
competition?
No, that is an implement in a grip competition for sure. Like even the world record is less than 315 pounds. I'm pretty sure on the Saxon still. It's like the amount of weight that the top people on the Saxon bar lift. Like pretty much everyone can lift on a barbell. So
Okay.
it's more about obviously you know if you're Carl and you're 6'10" and you have gigantic hands and you're strong, freakishly strong everywhere, like that's going to help. But otherwise, I think a lot of people just come from strongman. That's a lot of there's like kind of a couple types of grip people. It's like strongman and like rock climbers. And the
Okay.
rock climbers are 150 pounds and the strongmen are 300 pounds. So it's people come from, I think two of the channels that people come from are probably in that. And then maybe like grapplers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, you can't sleep on rock climbers. Those dudes in there. Actually, those dudes and ladies with their grip. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
got a good friend that does that. That's like, like 5'10", 150 pounds, and he can out grip anything in my gym than I can. So very, very strong grip.
Yeah, it's compared to like strongman or powerlifting, the body weight advantage is significantly less. Like there's people that are competitive with the best of them that are 220 or even like 190. Like there's certain competitions where it's like just one hand on like some of the loading pin implements. It's not like a ton of weight. It's just one handed. And like there will be a climber that's 175 pounds. That's in like top five in the world in this.
Do you do like the Denny stones and stuff like that? Like are those grip or are those posterior? Like what would you label
I
those?
think that's just not caring if your thumbs hurt a lot and being strong. I've never tried it. I'd like to try it. I don't know if I could lift them in like weight wise, but yeah, that's not considered like a grip person thing
Next time
necessarily.
you're in next time you're in upstate New York or downstate Canada, feel free. Joey and I both have a pair of those.
There you go. Yeah, I would do
Just
it if I.
stop one in. Free day pass to any crew in the area.
Yeah, I don't think Matt has them
I've never
that I
seen him.
know
Yeah,
of.
Matt, nah, and we will never know.
yeah. True.
He'll never show up here.
Yeah.
So we'd be calling you Mad Cow. Do you have any desire to give us your first name or anything like that?
Yes. My first name is Jason. My last name is a word that sounds like mad cow, kind of, and that's how I got the nickname from like mad cow disease back when we were in like middle school. My last name basically sounds like mad cow disease pretty closely. So,
All
uh,
right.
it, first name is Jason. I don't know. No one really calls me that in the lifting internet crew people that I know.
So literally everybody just calls you Mad Cow.
Pretty much.
That's dope.
I don't think a lot of people know my name well as far as like group stuff.
Like
I don't know. I
share.
think one or two people call me Jason.
Like share. Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So occupation wise, we have you as a grip fluencer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so much money in that. I was trying to get a sponsorship with Nemesis Grips for like a 10% discount or something, but still negotiating.
Oh, that just reminded me. I was surprised your favorite shirt that you didn't get didn't they have like get a grip shirt and it was like a hook grip thing or
I
was
fucking love
I
that
get
shirt.
yeah.
That was a good blank.
I don't think I've seen that
I
one.
only kind of vaguely remember it. Like
That's
I
actually one of
know.
my favorite shirts. It's get a grip, and then it's just a hand on the back that's all beat up with tape around the thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've got that one. It doesn't fit anymore, but that was a good blank. Whatever that blank was.
Fortunately, there's no hook gripping in grip, so I don't have to worry about
That's
destroying
fair.
my hands.
Yep, that makes sense. All right, Keith, you want to grab something here?
Yeah. Let's see. So we already know where Madkow came from. What about Happy Bull? I think that actually might parlay into something that Joey crossed out later now that I read it. But Happy Bull, is there a story there?
I don't know what that is, do I?
Oh, I did not have any.
It's why I crossed it out. So,
Well, I didn't register it until
so the
just
other one
now.
would
So
be, why do people call you
I
Rockstar?
thought you were trying to. I thought you were trying to give me like a more positive nickname.
No,
just someone had said that, but
why
I
do
know
people
why.
call you Rockstar?
I started getting called Rockstar in ninth grade when I was trying out for the volleyball team, and they basically, you know, you have like 30 kids trying out, and then there's like two coaches, so they basically have all the varsity guys just like run you through drills, and they're like, all right, like who looks like they know what they're doing, or like volleyball, it's like a lot of people are coming into it for the first time, like in ninth grade, trying out for the high school. It's like who's like looks kind of athletic, who's like gets it, and is like coordinated. So they're asking all the seniors. They're like, the coach was like, all right, who can like who's pretty good at this, who's pretty good at that for making the team. And I guess apparently all the seniors, because I had like a shag, like a Beatle style shag, and I was just this like skinny little kid with this like big shag haircut, and they just all started calling me Rockstar, I guess, like between themselves. And they were like, they wrote it like on like the thing, like the cut list and like making the team list. It was like so and so Rockstar. And I was like, I don't see my name on here at all. I was like, I don't know if I'm cut or not. And they're like, oh, you're Rockstar. I was like, nobody told me you call me that. And they've been calling me that for like a week or so.
That's funny. He's like, who's this Rockstar guy? I'm like, oh, that's me. So
yeah, so that was everybody in my high school knew me as that for like all 4 years. And like all my like high school dudes that are in like the fantasy football and whatever. Actually, I had people visit me this weekend. They call me Rock or Rockstar.
nice. So you had mentioned that you actually played college volleyball. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's so I mentioned that I went to three colleges.
Hmm.
The first one I only stayed at for about a semester and ended up transferring out for a variety of reasons. That school had a really good volleyball program. Like, just for a quick background, when I got out of high school, there was like less than 20 colleges that offered scholarships for volleyball in the whole country. So if you wanted a volleyball scholarship, you had to be like an SEC starter level player.
Now, is that just sorry to interrupt? But is that just men's? Because I know is women's volleyball significantly bigger than men's volleyball, I'd imagine.
If you're a girl and you're over 6 feet tall and you can tie your shoes, you'll get a volleyball scholarship.
Yeah, because I had like D3 schools where I grew up, like all had volleyball. Like I knew several girls that got the volleyball scholarship. So you're talking specifically men getting a scholarship to college was like 20 or ish.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
because the uniforms cost less for women's volleyball, I think is there's
That's
a lot of fabric to those.
Everybody wears lift shorts in men, so it's just exorbitantly expensive.
That makes sense. Yeah, the boosters can't afford that.
So I was watching the Olympics and was just looking at the women's Canada uniform, and I was just like, sure, we can afford more fabric, but like, what do I know?
I was talking to my wife about those. I was like, I don't think I could wear an asymmetrical outfit like this.
They were sideways. They were like, it was like
it was one strap.
Yeah, one strap, like the old wrestling, the Andre the Giant, one strap, and then right under the chest, and then just like a thong. And it's just like that can't be comfortable.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak to that, but I was just thinking like maybe I did notice the open shoulder. Nice. The open shoulder was their hitting shoulder, I think, for both of them. So maybe I was like, their arm is very unrestricted on that side. I don't know. I think it would freak me out just having like if I had a strap on one side, not the other. I think that would just like throw me off.
Oh yeah, that would definitely throw me off for sure. So sorry to derail that conversation, but I was just very curious of like there's more than 20 colleges that played like volleyball.
And I just wanted to make a joke about.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more teams than that. Like there's a lot of D3, but essentially it has to do with the equal scholarships under like Title IX. So if you have a football program that's like 50 scholarships, so then like on the women's side, there's often like field hockey and like volleyball and like maybe something else to kind of offset it. So that's why there's a few big programs as like Penn State and like UCLA and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's like, instead of like 120 like men's scholarship basketball teams, there's like 20 volleyball teams.
Gotcha.
But there is D3. So I ended up playing D3. The first college I went to was like a top tier D3 school, and I planned on kind of playing there and going there. And then I ended up transferring out and went to like a mid tier D3 school for a couple years. And then I was like, you know what? I don't like this school that much, and I'm literally like not on any kind of school. So I just transferred out.
And then you said
Okay.
you tried to, yep.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And you said you kind of chased that down and tried to. How much time investment did you give the whole post graduation? I want to be a professional volleyball player. Like what was that timeline like before you actually kind of realized you wanted to be a grip influencer for your career?
Well, if you're talking about how much time did I take off of working to pursue that?
Oh, okay. So you were already working full time. Okay, you already were in your career, and then just
absolutely nothing. So I transferred. The school I graduated from did not have a NCAA men's volleyball team. So I was playing. It was in Myrtle Beach, like at Coastal. So I was playing a lot of like beach games with like the best like local guys. So I was playing a lot of beach. I moved back to Pennsylvania, and I had like a good crew of guys there through like kind of my high school's network and club network. So I played some beach up there. And then I moved to California, but I was working full time the whole time.
Gotcha. As a grip influencer, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else you're going to do with a finance degree.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Sell Bitcoin.
We'll have to ask Big Jeff what to do with that.
Yeah, I shorted Bitcoin and made a ton of money that.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
One of the things that we got told you really like is arts and crafts, which does not surprise me. But can you give me an example?
I'm trying to think of who would say that, why, but I do.
Sorry, okay.
I like to run.
So did you design this shirt or did you find this shirt?
I did not design this shirt. I found it. I have designed shirts in the past, like volleyball related ones and stuff like that. But I'm assuming that came from. I like to run events like competitions and stuff at my house. Like in high school, I'd organize like some random ass competition for like some goofy game that we made up, stuff like that. I had the Beer Olympics 2 years in a row, like a very extravagant Beer Olympics with like team jerseys and like all kinds of stuff, like an elaborate scoring system. And I would like make all the games and just like signage and stuff like that. My wife is laughing at me.
Oh, she can hear us? Can she hear us or just you?
Just me, just right now.
Oh, that's really fun.
But yeah, so I'm guessing from that, and I've made up a couple like random games here and there, and I'm actually this weekend is my cornhole tournament, so I've been making like signs and building cornhole sets and stuff like that.
Right, cornhole, yeah, that's on the list too at some point. So tell me what joggling is.
Joggling is running and juggling at the same time, and it's actually competed in the same way track would be. You essentially just have to juggle while you run. There's something called the International Jugglers Association, and they have, as part of their like festival, they usually have a juggling meet where they have like 100 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter, mile, and you have to juggle. If you drop the balls, you have to go back and pick them up from where you dropped them. You like keep running.
Now, can you? Yep.
What do you juggle?
Like,
do you have like standard edition bags, or are you just like you go to the grocery store and they're like you're buying some apples and you're like, no, fuck it, I got it. Like I don't need a bag. I got this.
If I have 3 or something, I mean, you might as well just start messing around with it. But if you're juggling, it's just like any kind of balls. Like there's professional juggling balls that are basically like some kind of like shell with like a sand or something inside. It kind of like deadens so it doesn't want to bounce out of your hand as much. It like stops it.
Now, is there a rule you actually have to be going a certain like pace, or because I guess I keep all this speed walking shit keeps showing up in my feed where like you're 1 foot, like you have to have 1 foot on the ground at all times. So it's like, so that's like to me that's not running, but doing that would still be hard. So like, is it all just for fun, or is it actually like it's a serious competition, or do you have to like actively be like not walking but actually running to be considered this activity?
Uh,
Or
I
is
don't
it
know how serious of a competition I would call it, but there are like world records for it, and there are like they do
just
have like a meet at this like big juggling event, and people do this stuff. But it's just like a track meet. It's just like run this distance, the fastest person while juggling wins.
that'd be crazy. Like, so you've either partaken or saw it then. So like, does even the guy that win drop at least once, or like do most people not drop at all, and then it's just to keep a steady
Uh,
pace?
no, like unless it's like a mile, maybe you could drop, but like no, if you drop, you're screwed. Especially in a sprint. Like I was chasing the world record in the 100 meters for it. Like one summer, I was just like training for it, and so like if you drop it in 100, like the world record for 100 meters is like under 12 seconds. It's fast. Like you're
Jesus.
legitimately sprinting.
Yeah.
And I think I hit like 12.5 was my fastest. I think it's like
Damn.
11.6 or something like that. It's a
And
world record.
how many implements were you juggling? Like, is that also part of it
Uh,
too? Like
yeah.
minimum of three, minimum of five,
Yeah,
etc.
it's three. I mean, the main thing is three because
Okay.
that's considered like an actual like a normal juggling. There's also
Yeah.
records for like 5 balls and stuff like that.
Gee, I don't. That's. I don't know. Like if I could do that, that would be.
Yeah, I was never that level of juggler that I could juggle like 5 balls and run.
Yeah, that seems like it'd be a challenge. For sure.
I went to the one like IJA like festival and I competed in the juggling stuff and I was like by far the worst juggler there, but I was just like the
Gotcha.
best athlete. If you can imagine the field of jugglers wasn't the most athletic.
So you said you've never done powerlifting, but have you actually done some you've done like sanctioned strongman competitions before in your past, right?
Yeah, I think I did 4.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I did one novice and then I did a team competition that was pretty
Ooh,
fun.
that would be fun as shit.
Yeah, it was super fun. And it was like one of the guys that finished like right ahead of me in my first novice. He lived in the area, so I
That's
ended up
cool.
doing that. That was actually at Joey Satmary
Yes.
on YouTube. Yeah, it was at his gym, the Lions Den
Lions
one.
Den. Yeah, I just saw that like, but in last year he's closed that down, and I didn't even know that. That was I think I saw that like it just popped up on my YouTube randomly. I hadn't I don't think I really followed him for a while. And I was like, oh, that sucks. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that was a really cool gym. I was glad I got to do that team one there. It's super fun.
Any so strongman's pretty much retired and just solely focusing on the grip right now.
Yeah, probably for now. I had like a back issue that slowed me
Mhm.
down. Like after I did like did novice and then I did the team and then I did one like open class and then one more open class that was at like a biking thing. So it was more of like a theme. That's
Mhm.
I think the picture with the stone that you got of.
Well, I was looking for a damn any picture with you in a Massonomic swag, and I couldn't find anything because everything you had was real. So I had to like try. It was hard to find an actual still photo. I was like, all right, he's shirtless. That's better than like just a not Massonomic shirt. So we'll take it.
Yeah. Well, you could have taken a screenshot from the 40-40 club, I guess.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little later. That's done there for a topic. See, lots of volleyball. Have you been consuming a lot of the vol? So yeah, you already said you were consuming a lot of the volleyball. Is what volleyball is in the Olympics right now? Is it just beach or is it like is it only
There's
beach volleyball?
indoor. There's indoor and there's beach.
Okay, is the indoor still is it all two versus two or there's not like a big there's not like a team of like your normal like traditional team of volleyball players in the Olympics, is there?
Yeah. The
Oh, there
indoor
is.
is
Is
indoors are what you would think like
okay, it's
six
a full
versus
team.
six
Okay, okay.
in a gym, yeah. And then the beach is the doubles.
Gotcha. Cool stuff. And that's for
Okay,
male. Yep.
so I'm finally gonna get into it. What is the 40-40 challenge? And how can we all do it and make it a meme?
Mm.
Well, I don't know how I came up with the idea. There's an implement called the wrist wrench. It's a 2 3/8 diameter pipe, and it has straps that wrap around it. And a lot of arm wrestlers actually use it to do like cupping. because it wants to turn your hand like this way because it has straps that wrap around. So essentially, like if you're holding it, the straps, the weight and resistance is this way, and it wants to pull it this way, like out of your hand. So you gotta keep it still, like keep it from rotating and keep your wrist locked in. So arm wrestlers use it for like cupping over on like a table and grip. It's also like a grip implement, trying to lift weight on like a loading thing. So that's my favorite implement. I just am kind of like naturally good at it, and I like training it and whatever. You can't do a ton of weight on it. Like if you could do 100 pounds, that's like very, very good. Just like lifting it up 6-8 inches off the ground. So I was training that, and I was like, you know what? I just had some idea for like a random feat because I don't do a lot of like the feats on like inch dumbbell and stuff like that. So I was like, I have an idea for a feat. I wonder if I could hold 40 kilograms on the wrist wrench for long enough to chug 40 ounces of beer, which would be obviously like pretty significant chug. And I had the idea, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make this like really overly dramatic, like ridiculous, like mockumentary about like trying to do this feat and put it all together and throw it out there just to try to put like something with a little more production value and like length behind it into the grip internet, and, just for people to enjoy.
The grip fluence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just grip fluencing.
Okay, so that was a 40-ounce, I'm sorry, beer or liquor?
Jesus
Beer,
Christ,
yeah.
I'm drinking fucking 40 ounces of liquor.
Just fucking do it. Let's go. Get out the Jaeger.
This isn't Russia.
They are fucked over there. Like you watch them anyway.
I don't drink a juice box of vodka with my lunch.
Okay, so obviously I've removed this once or twice, but maybe it's time to ask it.
I want to hear it.
Why do people keep telling us you milked a bull? Is that just a dick joke?
I guess so. I don't know what that is. I guess.
All right, we'll move on. Yeah, some people, when they give it to their buddies think they're being cute, and it's just they give us stupid shit. So that's why we honestly get our best stuff from people's like significant other and their parents. Honestly, like those are the people that don't screw us up.
Is this light bothering you guys?
No, but you have. I don't know
what the
hell. What the hell is in like the top left of like? There's something in front of your camera.
It's a candle.
No, in like there's something that your camera's just picking up. Like look at this zoom screen, and there's like this little like fucking black square.
It's my microphone.
Where the fuck is your microphone?
No,
it's usually red.
Looks like
the thing is missing.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just a lot of times like anytime like you touch it, like your whole screen is vibrating. It's fucking.
God damn it!
You're good, buddy.
Stand by.
Let's see.
If you got more than one of those, I'm assuming like two of my friends conspired to say something dumb together.
Yeah, it's all good. This is just farther future note. I need to implore people to like give it to their at least their wife or something so we get better.
You're not. Yeah, just like by the way, you're not gonna be funny by adding stupid shit. Please give us something we can talk about.
Yeah, when Nate, honestly,
that's happened a couple times where somebody's like, add this, and they're just like, what? I don't understand what that is.
Well, nobody I sent it to knows what Massonomics is.
Hell yeah.
Unpaid and underrated.
But they all think you jerked off a bull, I guess. So I don't know.
Like they don't know what Massonomics is, so there's no way they know what Cruminati is. So like they don't know that like you're in the inner circle now. So tell me about why you love making rap mixtapes.
I mean, how could you not? You just gotta spit hot fire.
So do you rap or do you just make like mixtapes?
No, I did in like college and briefly after. I mean, I got into I produced all my own beats and everything, and I had like a little crew of guys in college, and we made some stuff.
So now Rockstar makes a little more sense, I guess.
Okay, so
that was unrelated.
Oh
no,
well,
we need one of those. We need one of those songs to put on when we post this on Instagram. We need one of your rap songs. I don't know how many. You said you haven't listened to all of these, but I also kind of got good at rapping by accident. Like, karaoke. Like, I don't write my own raps. I'm not talented. I'm just a really good impressionist. So actually, that would be really fun. I think you should send us one of those at some point.
Trying to think what I might still have a copy of and what would be appropriate for
Or
I mean, and
any
just
kind.
see
Any
your
or
post today. It was pretty, and we're very PG around here.
or hear me out. We don't need any more AI songs. We need more original songs. So
I
maybe
approve.
Madkow finally does a crew rap song or an unpaid and underrated rap song. Maybe.
that's possible. I would probably have to get. I I was really into like producing all of my beats from like scratch, like to build them all up myself and not like taking just downloading some beats or whatever. I don't have time to do that, but I could potentially rap on some.
Okay, you
See
heard it
if I
here,
can put that
guys.
together.
Make a beat and Madcow will rap. Maybe I'll throw a verse on if I have some advance notice, and we'll get the first
Yeah,
like original unpaid and underrated crew
there you go.
rock
Well,
song.
we could do a side project, me and Joey.
There you go.
Do you is rap your primary music choice?
Uh, for if I'm working out, probably. Honestly, like I don't listen to a ton of music like I used to because grown up now. A lot of I do like a lot of podcasts and stuff like that, and then sometimes I'll throw on some. If I'm like working out in the yard or something like that, I do chill. I do like Diplo radio or like some kind of like
Mm-hmm.
semi energetic, but not like Skrillex level like dance type stuff. If I'm like out wandering around the yard or like some lo-fi type stuff. If I'm working out, I do like to do rap. I'm not a metal guy for anything like workout or anything. Never really got into it.
No,
If I'm gonna work on music, it's probably like Run the Jewels or like something like that.
Diplo's a good choice. Any have you at all paid attention to the Kendrick and Drake shit?
That's barely
Oh, fuck.
only what has found its way to me.
Oh, yeah. Drake got booed at the Limp Bizkit concert here in Toronto. They were
I
gonna
actually
Fred Durst
have
was
a
gonna bring
somewhat
him out.
related I have a somewhat related to that topic story from this morning. I still don't understand what happened, but I was in line at Walmart returning something. There's a lady behind me looking at her phone. She was not on the phone. She wasn't talking to anyone. She looks at her phone, and then she just says to herself, she's like, yeah, they're really not like us though. Just to nobody. And I looked around. I was like, is she talking to someone? I was like, who are you talking to? It's like 7:30 a.m. at Walmart. It's dead quiet. She's like, yeah, they're really not like us though. I was like,
They're not like us. That yeah.
I don't know if she's watching like the music video and just agreeing, or I don't know what's going on. But I didn't really follow that whole beef. I don't know what's happening.
My brother was at the Limp Bizkit show, and I guess Fred Durst was like, "Hey, everybody, Drake is here," and the crowd just went into a series of boos. And he said, like, I don't know, but Fred Durst looked backstage, said like no, and then went on with the show. So I think they were gonna bring him out. I thought that was pretty funny. So if you were a rap guy, I thought you might appreciate that story because like, yeah,
Yeah, it's
they really not
the
like us.
PR has not been good. PR is not good.
No, no. No, they say all attention is good attention. Nah, no, it's not. Sometimes it's
Yes,
not.
I hope he saves some money. I think that's drying up. I think he's going to go from like 20 mil a year to 2 mil a year pronto
Yeah.
stuff.
So why do you hate sumo deadlifts?
He's
I mean,
a purist. That's why I like him on.
yeah, I'm a purist. I don't know. I don't hate I mean, there could be sumo deadlifts that I don't hate. It's just like the extreme. It's so absurd with the deadlift bars and the whatever, and like these dudes that essentially just lock their knees out, and it's like 7 inches off. I don't get it. I don't think you're doing a lot of work if you lift it 4 inches off the floor in some like very advantageous straight back. Like you're essentially doing like a 4 or 5 inch leg press at that point.
I don't disagree actually, but
Like there's guys that's like, oh, like 1,000 for three, and it's like pop, pop, pop. They just basically like pop their knees up, and I don't know.
Yeah, they're doing.
I think I'm also a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I came from strongman. I don't do powerlifting. Like I'm 6'3" in the 220 class, So, I'm already lifting against people in strongman that are 5'7" and doing like deadlift for reps, and I'm doing like literally twice the bar travel. And then I see these people like, oh, 900-pound deadlift, and I'm like, and they move the bar like not even as far as I do when I get to my sticking point, which is below my knees.
All right, some more rapid fire. Why do you hate the Cowboys?
I don't see why you wouldn't hate them if you're from Dallas. I don't hate Cowboy fans that are from Dallas. I respect anyone with their home team, but I don't know. Keith, are you a Cowboys fan?
Browns, Cleveland Browns.
Okay. Oh, nice. I like Browns.
Always.
Yeah. There's like so many of the Cowboys fans are like just people that want to be dickish, like what's it called? Like just dickish, like just disagreeing with people for no reason. I can't think of the term right now.
Contrarian?
But yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just like there's people from like Philly, New York, and stuff like that that are just Cowboys fans because like everyone was Eagles fans, and they're like, oh, I like the Cowboys, and they're like, oh, my dad said they won when he was little in the '80s, and I don't know. I mean, I'm an Eagles fan, so I naturally hate them, but I also don't like those contrarian, like random place fans that are like, oh, it's America's team. It's like it's not.
It's not. It's not. All right, cool. Keith, do you want to take something else?
Yeah, we got a bunch actually. I will hit you with FMK real quick though, and we can kind of circle back to some more stuff. But I got an FMK I kind of pieced together. that I'm really enjoying right now. So, if you're familiar with that FMK, fuck, marry, kill. So, kind of rank them as you see fit.
What was the other one? It was like lick, fondle, tickle, or something.
Oh God, yeah. Who said that was so awkward?
No, that was fucking hilarious.
It was, but it was just like it was hard to. It was because I had to like really think of like, well, which one do I want to do to this thing? Because it's FMK to me, it's just rank it 1, 2, 3 in my head. That's like how my brain works. But this one was like it was so different because they were all like a little skewed, but it was really funny. I think for some reason I think it was Brad the Pad, but maybe not. I can't recall. But so Madkow, FMK. So we're gonna give you cheese steaks, cheesecake, and cheese.
Mhm.
So FMK, cheesesteak, cheesecake, and cheeses. So I guess just think of like a hard cheese or just a finger cheese you would eat at a party.
No, I'm gonna interject. I'm gonna interject here.
Okay, what do you want to?
Okay, so it's FMK, cheesesteak, cheesecake. What is your favorite cheese?
Munster.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So that's the one.
Has been since I was a kid. So yeah.
There you go.
So that's the one you're going to put in here. So you're going to FMK, cheesesteak, cheesecake, or that Munster cheese.
I mean, that's a lot. I thought if I killed cheese, I was losing all cheese, and that's
nope.
Just Munster. I mean, honestly, there are similar cheeses. So if I could never have just Munster, I would kill Munster. I mean, there's similar cheeses that's closer. So I'll kill Munster, even though I love it.
It's a good one. I love me some cheesecake and cheesesteak. So
I fucking hate cheesecake. So
oh god, it's end call.
Well, I don't eat cake in general. Like we know this. We've talked about.
Well, I mean, I don't really like cake. It's more of a. I don't know what I'll call it. It's not much of a cake.
Closer to a pie
my wife,
cake.
Yeah, I would agree. No, I'm much more of a pie guy. My wife has been making me a cheesecake every year for my birthday.
Nice. I dig it.
And they're incredible. But I would have to marry cheesesteaks because that's like an actual meal. And every time my wife makes that cheesecake and I eat nothing but that for 4 meals, and then
feels so shitty.
I have a stomach ache for 4 days.
Can she still hear you?
No, she went upstairs.
Okay, good.
That's great.
Because you're never getting one again after she hears this.
Yeah. I mean, she knows I this out of the fridge in 2 days, and it was like 15,000 calories.
So that just leaves the F cheesesteak then. So yeah, I dig it. I think that's what I would definitely.
No, he said he's going to marry cheesesteak.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He's going to kill Munster.
Yeah, and F cheesecake. Yeah, I misspoke. But yes, gotcha. I agree wholeheartedly with those things. Good answers. I enjoyed that. One thing that we're probably not going to get to as a topic later, but I'm curious if this is someone that's fucking with you or if it's a thing. But overrated is peeing standing up. Is that something that you feel that peeing standing up is overrated, or is that a buddy fucking with you?
I think that's underrated. I don't know who would say it's overrated.
Okay,
Oh,
so
you know what? No, I know where that's come from. If your only option is toilet, peeing standing up is overrated. Like just have a nice sit.
Absolutely. Okay, finally. Look at Keith twitching.
I sit down to pee like fucking 80% of the time. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Make a meme
Oh,
out.
buddy, I used to get called all the names because I sit down to pee, but like I've got some medical problems where sometimes I just can't control where it goes. I can't control the stream, I can't control the strength. So if I'm at somebody else's house, I'm sitting down because I'm gonna make a mess otherwise. Like so, and then it was just like, what do you like, blah 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 blah, like whatever the words those types of guys would use. Just have a nice sit down, tuck it in. I'm not old enough yet that I'm touching water. Like,
There's,
oh,
yeah, I mean,
that's pretty funny.
there's
This is going to be
there's
a
no
controversial
aiming.
take, I
Oh yeah,
think.
we're gonna get picked on, but I don't really care. Especially in the middle of the
I
night.
mean,
Like that's the like I can't. I'm not gonna turn a light on to like and like
Yeah,
and I'm also like not gonna aim very. I don't know. I'd sit down to pee at night every time for sure.
yeah, I mean, I think it's just a much better option if there's just like a regular house bathroom. Like you're not
absolutely.
gonna just act. You're like if you miss, you're gonna hit the seat or the floor. It's like if it's in like a bar, it's whatever. But
Yeah, but if it's your house or somebody else's
Yeah, I don't live in
house,
a bar.
and you're 6 beers deep, and you're just like, oh fuck, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, just sit down and go, man. It's so much more
yeah,
comfortable. Forget the notions of it. Yeah, and like, if I'm peeing outside, I'm standing up because that's fucking weird. I'm not. I'm
uh,
not.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not.
not squatting to piss on my heels, but
yeah, yeah. Good. I think outdoor pee is probably underrated, and
Outdoor pee is
standing up
overrated.
indoors is way overrated.
absolutely. All right, good call. Good call. All right, we did the 40-40 challenge. Does he have mad cow disease? No, we're not going to ask that question because probably not. Like, I feel like your brain is probably normal sized right now. Although, did somebody did mention that you're like one of the smartest people they know, and that's really cool. That's a good compliment.
It's been going downhill.
Well,
Due to the mad cow disease.
it's hard.
Yeah, dude.
It's hard being smart. Like, you can't keep up all the time.
You can't just do it your whole life. You just got to give it up.
So did your hosting of water bonging essentially like you basically ran like a beer bong but with water like a thon? Was that a thing you did in high school?
Yeah, that's one of the events in high school that I mentioned, like organizing and everything.
Nice. Did that prepare you for your college years of like being a party animal or anything or like beer bong? I
Water
couldn't
party.
imagine. I've never beer bonged water. I don't know
I
what that would
don't.
be like. Beer bonging water. It's just-
It's
And I also feel like water party isn't a thing that like is in our realm.
no.
That might be on the hub.
Did
We're
you
not gonna.
were you, like how often were you guys actually bonging beers in college? I feel like that never actually
Not very
happened.
often.
maybe like
Yeah.
3 times in high school. I didn't really. I don't know. I was just
You, there was beer chugging, there was beer shotgunning, there was keg stands occasionally, but I probably bombed like 2 beers in college. Like I don't think
Yeah.
everyone did. Like nobody does that.
Because nobody wants to be
So
asleep by
in
9
that
p.m.
case, I don't. I just thought it wasn't like a popular thing to have around. So I would say it didn't really train me for anything because it wasn't utilized.
Yeah. No, I think sometimes I got handed those things and I was like, no, I'm not. It's fucking stupid. Shotgunning beers, I think I've done more than anything else. Right? Where you
Yeah,
pop it and you see how much you can get down in one go without throwing
yeah.
up.
There was like a period of time at my one school where I was like being challenged to shotgun progressively bigger cans of beer, and it was yeah. Obviously, it's like that becomes a thing. So that was, if anything, there was shotgunning. It's like, all right, I shotgun like a beer, and then someone's like, shotgun this 16-ounce beer, shotgun this 24-ounce beer, shotgun this Foster's 26-ounce beer.
What's this? I guess it's big.
Yeah, the worst beer ever.
It's not great. It's very creamy from what I remember, but I drink Keith's, so what the fuck can I say?
I'm not.
Uh,
I'm
let's
not
do it.
creamy.
What?
I said I'm not creamy.
Oh, your name is Keith. Yeah.
That's why it's funny, David. Well, David's plural.
I'm gonna do a Mount Rushmore
Word.
if you're ready there, Madco. So this one came
Yeah.
from friends, of course. So if this one sucks, I'll move on. But top 4 rappers.
Like all time,
Your question, man.
or just my.
Mount
Yeah,
Rushmore.
true.
If there was 4 rappers that you could listen to, and only these 4 for the rest of your life, who are those 4?
Yeah, I'm gonna go just by like my personal preference. Obviously, like you said,
Your question, yeah.
I was a really big Childish Gambino fan. Like
Mm-hmm.
back in, I would say that would have had to have been like 2013 to like 2018 time frame.
I'm still a Gambino fan, and at the zoo, I got him to play Bonfire, and he played the edited version, which fucking sucked. But like, it was like me and Nate Thomas from Build Fast Formula.
Jack
Nobody
Nate.
else understood what was going on, and me and Nate were just like, "This is the best fucking song they've played all night." 'Cause-
So, do you know the music video for Sweatpants
yep,
where they're in the diner?
yeah, and he's on the mushroom trip.
Mm-hmm. So when it opens up, you're looking down the diner, right?
Yep.
And then there's 2 guys at the end of the row in the diner stall or in the booth. That's me and my friend.
Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Really?
You can go back and check. I have short hair, yeah, and no facial hair.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
That's
I know that
crazy.
guy. I know that guy. I'm going to do that because I used to watch that. When my wife and I first met, that album had just come out, and that song and Sober were like the song. And we used to dance to that all the time, like at weddings and everything. Like that was our dance song, was Sweatpants and Sober.
Yeah, my one of my roommates in California was a guy in high school, and he was out there trying to be like an actor and comedian, and so he was auditioning for stuff, but he only had a moped, and we lived in the South Bay, which is I don't know, it's across the whole LA and down by the beach. It's like way down there. So he's like, "Yo, can you drive me to this audition in LA? I only have the moped." So I drove him there, and they're like, "We need 2 dudes that are like college looking dudes to be in this music video. Like, do you guys both want to do it?" I was like, and they're like, "It's for Childish Gambino." I was like, "That is my favorite rapper. We got to do this." So we got to go to that shoot. It was pretty sweet.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm a huge Gambino fan. The new album, I think he's going to make a horror movie. Have you listened to
You're
any of the
freezing a
new
little bit.
album? Oh, wait, he froze. Okay, so
I don't think I've listened to like any new rap albums in like 5 years.
so there's a lot of pop punk on this album, actually. And it's very interrupted with like scenes, which what sounds like a horror movie. And then the video for Lithonia, which is a 3-minute song, the video is actually only a minute and a half because halfway through it turns into a horror movie. And I don't think I've laughed so hard in my life as I was watching that video. And he's doing the song, and I know the song because it's been in all of his stuff. And I was like, okay, this video has got to be great. And then halfway through the video, it turns into a horror movie. I hit the floor. I was laughing so hard that Morgan came in and she was like, "What is so funny?" So I showed her, and she's like, "I get it. That was actually really funny." So I do think this new album has some pop punk shit. It has some of the best rapping I think he's ever done. And then it also is, I think, him leading into, I'm going to make a horror movie.
That's sick. Yeah, I only caught part of that because it was breaking up, but I think I got
Yep.
the gist. I'll definitely have to check out the new one.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a song with him and a kid, and it might be his kid, and it's like a dad rapping to the kid and the kid rapping back to the dad. And like I was like in tears listening to that shit. Like that was awesome. So I think Gambino, I know he says he's retiring the Gambino persona. But if this is how he's going, that's fucking amazing. But either way, sorry. We found something we can riff about. So that was one. You got 3
Yeah,
more to choose
I
from.
will.
Oh wow.
I gotta put Kanye on there because his
Huh?
back, his original catalog just too good.
Greatest of all
I
time,
gotta put
fam.
I gotta put Run the Jewels on there just because like that's my
Really?
hype music for lifting, and I gotta
Really?
put on number four would be. I'm gonna put this one on there just for nostalgia. I'm gonna put Souls of Mischief because the '93 Till Infinity album was like my snowboarding album in high school. I would just have the headphones and just snowboard for the entire day. Souls of Mischief with their beats going on.
So not only were you a volleyball player, you were a snowboarder.
I've done so many activities and stuff. Like I feel like I pick up a new thing like every year or something, and like my wife's like, "All right, just
No,
whatever." Well, I
nobody
would.
gave us that.
How long in the
I
grip have
mean,
you been doing though? Like is grip something you've been
uh,
at?
like probably like a year and change, maybe
Oh
like
well, okay.
15 months.
Damn.
So
Okay.
I did strongman for like a couple of years after like COVID, and I had my home gym built out. I started like I put on some weight, and I was like, I can actually move some weight. Like I was never considered myself strong at all, and like lifting for volleyball and stuff like that. I was more of just like a bouncy, like fast guy. I was a track guy. I did track, I did cross country, I did volleyball, I did like basketball, soccer, all the normal stuff growing up, baseball, football, and then like I played rugby for a couple of years in my 20s and the juggling stuff. So I'll pick up like any sport, try it, like I'll just go for it.
So you're just one of those freak athletes. We don't get them a lot on here very often. Like you could just pick something up and
Uh,
do it.
uh, I'm not one of those guys like, you hear stories about like these like NFL quarterbacks. They're like, oh, we brought them to our like basketball game that had like D1 basketball players and they were the best player on the floor. Like I'm
No,
not
no, God,
that.
no. But
But
I'm a power lifter, and if you put me on a basketball court, I'm gonna be like, duh, like slapping stuff around. Like I can't do everything. What is the
if
what is your
if you put me in like a high school like varsity level like game of like eight to four probably.
what is your okay, least fun, most fun? Least fun sport that you've picked up, most fun sport that you've picked up.
Yeah, that's tough. But I'll throw a random one at you for most fun, just because you get to do a lot of running. Ultimate frisbee is very
Hell yeah.
fun.
Yep.
It's ultimate frisbee is probably the best pickup sport, especially co-ed. Like it's the best co-ed sport. Everyone matches up with someone that's a similar level. As long as you're matched up with someone that's similar level to you, like the game works great. So that's a great like show up to like a meetup or like a pickup game. That's very fun. What is what is not fun? I mean, I feel like I wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun.
Maybe you
Strongman
could
is a lot of
at least
fun.
try it once kind of thing. Like you invested like 10 minutes into it and we're like, not for me.
I did like competitive ping pong for a couple months, and I like the game itself is very fun, but the people that do competitive ping pong are pretty dry. It's like a 12-year-old Chinese kid and like really weird 40-year-old guy. So,
That sounds like us.
You're literally you could do the Arnold. Like you could go and just pick up and be like, I'm gonna have fun doing any of these events. The slap boxing, could you do medieval? Could you do medieval sword fighting?
I don't know. I never tried it. I could tell you that I'm not doing flat fighting.
Yeah, fuck
No, I
that.
don't want to get hit in the face.
No, thank you to a concussion.
All right, so
I mean,
everybody heard
I would say I don't know if I can do powerlifting. I'm not that strong, but
everybody can do powerlifting. That's the great thing about powerlifting. But
that's true.
you guys heard it here first. Medieval sword fighting is coming in Madcow's future because it's the only one he hasn't done
Yeah.
apparently.
I'll carpool with Murph this year and knock
Yeah.
that out.
I went to one arm wrestling, and I like that, but
Yeah, that's very grip adjacent. Most grip
yeah,
guys arm wrestle, at least like casually.
a good amount. Yeah, I don't have time to try to get into it though.
I
Not trying to pick
remember
it
the
up.
one day I showed up at a pub here, my favorite pub actually. I go to it all the time. And there was just some guys sitting beside me and they were talking about competing. And they were just like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to this competition and that competition. And I just leaned over and I was like, hey guys, I'm a power lifter and like what are you into? And they're like, we're into arm wrestling. And they were like, oh yeah, the my daughter here just challenged the former champion at like one of their last meets. And those people are so fucking big. Like their upper body is just so big. And I see them every once in a while and like we still kind of recognize each other, but like yeah, so good
Yeah,
luck.
I watched Devin Larratt arm wrestle like this like 400-pound bodybuilder is on like an exhibition at a I think it was in Buffalo at like a fitness expo like probably fucking 7 or 8 years ago. I don't know, and it was crazy. Like just to see him just demolish the guy and toy with him and play with him was very amusing and like
Was
wow.
that Adam Scher? Because I think I've seen
Hmm,
that video.
I'm not sure.
He's Braun Strowman. He's a wrestler. He is 6 feet tall and very, very,
No,
very
this was just a juicy fucking body. Like this was just a bodybuilder. I think it was like Big Frank or something. I think he might have been like a
okay.
Buffalo, like a local Buffalo kind of guy.
All
But
right.
it was solely just a bit to kind of like get some publicity because he had like no place arm wrestling. Devin Larratt.
All right. Unpaid and underrated time, I think.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, I'm good with that. Unless you wanted to, I don't understand the question Jen submitted. I don't understand how to read it. I don't know if I'm just
Sorry, which one is it?
the Sublime one. Like I understand what that song is. I just don't get the other reference. I don't know if it's worth throwing out there. Maybe Madkow gets it. I don't know.
I'm
Sure.
already confused.
Okay, so on a scale of Sublime, Caress Me Down, is he higher or lower than G.I. Joe Kung Fu Grip? Does that make sense to you? I don't know if I'm reading it right.
I'm assuming that's just a grip reference
Yeah.
due to the Kung Fu grip.
So
I'm gonna say higher.
works
I
for
have
me.
better grip than any like rando. What I believe were they referring to a woman doing a ZJ or an
A
HJ?
ZJ. You can't afford a ZJ.
I just watched that movie a couple weeks ago.
You a ZJ? What is it? You gotta
Yeah,
ask. You can't
I
afford
mean,
it.
unless it's the Queen of Grip, Sarah Chapelo, I'm taking my grip against any random woman mentioned in the song.
Roger that. All right, unpaid or underrated? Similar to this game someone else started, overrated or underrated. We are more refined than that. This is unpaid or underrated. So anything you think kind of sucks, we'll call that unpaid. Anything that's awesome, go underrated. So Mad Cow, number one here. Joey and I each do three or four. Blobs. What do you think about blob training?
Man, it's not for me so much. I think it's cool, but I'm gonna have to say unpaid. Not because I don't think it's cool, but it's like a single implement, essentially, just different sizes that people spend like thousands of
Oh, it's a
dollars collecting.
dream financial investment for sure.
Man, I almost got a bent 100-pound York dumbbell that almost fell into my lap on Marketplace for like
Nice.
$200. I could have sold I could have
Yep.
cut it in half and
Yep.
sold them for like $300.
They absolutely could have. I did that quite a few
Yeah,
years
I mean,
ago.
blobs are cool. I've tried them a few times and all. Like, I think it's cool when people do like the feats and like the big ones. There's one that Brian Shaw had only done until recently, and Jalen Worley, W Grip, just did. So it's now the
Nice.
Shaw Worley blob, I guess.
That's awesome.
And
Oh yeah, the 150 York Legacy, is that what it is? I think.
that is correct.
Nice.
And Shaw he named it after himself, like
I
because he
do
was the
remember
first
that.
one to
Yeah,
do
like 10 years ago. Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
Jalen got a hold of one and just did one, and he actually lives like 30 minutes from Shaw, and I think he's going to get to do the blob run at the Shaw Classic armlifting event,
Oh, that'd
so
be
that'll
cool.
be cool. But
Yeah,
personally, I'm not a huge just not into it enough to want to spend $1,000 on
no, I
four
feel that.
blobs.
We have them here. I think I have them like 30 up to 90 and 10-pound jumps, like halves. And it's just fun to watch my buddies do it. Like I had a guy here last week that he could have lifted the 90. It just wasn't here. My other buddy took it to strip it because it was painted, so he wanted to like basically strip it down to bare and let it kind of season it up with chalk. So I was that was kind of like it all just kind of happened to where the one guy that I knew that could lift it easily was here, and I didn't have the damn blob, so I kind of felt bad about that. But all right, so blobs, we're gonna go unpaid on
Yeah,
that. Moving on.
I have done the Fat Man, but that's
Oh,
about it.
nice. Yeah, damn. Yeah, I think I've only ever done a 70. I don't think I've gotten my 80. I think I might not have. Yeah, I haven't gotten the 70. All
I
right.
think I like the level of grip people that I like know online and compete with. That's like very common. So I'm not like a great club lifter, I guess.
Have you hub lifted any deep dish before?
Not really. I don't know if I have anything that exciting to do. I have the
Gotcha.
Shizzler 35s, maybe.
You gotta go hang out. You gotta
But
go commute over to Rob and do some York deep dish hub lifting.
yeah, I'm not like that type of blob hub. Not really necessarily my strength. So I'm like, okay,
Gotcha. Roger. Okay. Moving on here. Unpaid or underrated. Hopefully this brings up some contention with Joey. The Eagles.
I fucking hate the Eagles.
Unpaid or underrated. The Eagles, the band.
the band.
I'm assuming.
No, I think this was the sports team. Sports
Oh,
Yeah.
team.
fuck, you're right. God damn it. Well,
If so,
nonetheless.
I mean, if it's anything directed towards me, it's got to be the team. And
Yeah.
obviously, I'm gonna go
Fuck.
underrated. But the band,
Yeah, let's leave it at the band because I already know your answer for the music for the team. Fuck.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't.
the Philadelphia connection just went right over my head when I read that because I was like all excited to fucking think, oh, he loves the Eagles. This is gonna make Joey so mad. Fuck.
Why do you make me mad for his questions? I don't give a fuck.
Sorry.
I was in the car today and like the kids are screaming and my wife took an hour to get ready and I was so done with and the Beatles came on and I was just
Oh, I fucking hate the Beatles
I
so
fucking
much.
hate the Beatles. And like
Yeah,
the song came on, it started and I was listening and I was just like, I don't want to listen to I don't want to control the radio. And it got halfway through the song and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I put on Lamb of God because I was like, I'm so done with this. So anyway,
All right.
yeah.
Yes.
how
I
do you
can't do
feel
the
about the
Beatles.
Eagles?
They're definitely got to be overrated for their like level of
We don't play that
revenue.
game here. Wrong game. Wrong game.
Unpaid or
Yeah.
underrated?
So
Unpaid.
He thinks they're unpaid. Yep.
I gotta go. I gotta go unpaid because they're not underrated at all. I think
I
they're
feel
okay.
it.
I don't have a problem with them, but
I got you.
I don't see the hype. The Beatles, man, I don't see it.
Yeah, I feel that one. So
The
I think
Eagles like are the number one ride the line band. Like if you could tell me one thing they do really well. Is he a really good vocalist? No, he's kind of good. Is he a really good guitarist? No, he's like kind of good. Like they are the ride the line band. It's like Bon Jovi, the Eagles, the Beatles are a fucking boy band for all I'm concerned. Like my patience with the Beatles is really slim. So
So they're on the same level as Grant's podcast. Is what you're saying.
okay.
They're okay.
They're okay.
See what he did there. I like
That was
All
was
right.
good. That's our cousin podcast, the
Oh,
okay
yeah.
podcast.
Yep. All right, I got two more here. I'm gonna cherry pick a couple I put in. So unpaid or underrated banana flavored desserts.
Way underrated. I put that one in.
I got and but so definitely underrated. I knew that, but like what has it been like? Name three banana. Like I'm drawing a blank on banana. I mean, a banana cream pie. I guess. What else? Like a frozen banana?
Yeah,
Is that factor?
banana pudding, banana
Oh yeah,
cream
yeah. There you
pie,
go.
banana. Yeah, frozen banana. You can
Pudding's
throw in there.
fucking S tier. You're right. Yeah.
Banana
Okay.
split.
Okay.
So
That'll make sense.
okay, so
I was drawing a blank initially.
just quick challenge, not quick challenge, question even. Artificial banana or real banana? Which one's better?
Real banana is better, but I do like the banana Laffy Taffy.
Yeah. Banana Laffy Taffy, Chupa Chups or whatever they're called. Somebody's going to call me up for saying that wrong. Chupa Chups.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Are you saying banana? Are you referring to
suckers.
Oh, okay. I was going okay. I don't
Yeah,
know what that
they're
is.
just little suckers. They're I think from Spain.
Is it a dehydrated meat sucker?
No, it's literally just
Yeah.
a sucker called Chupa
I know.
Chup.
I'm
Fucking
hearkening.
weirdo.
I'm hearkening.
But they have like a banana chocolate one, and it's like artificial banana. Like sometimes artificial banana slaps. Like sometimes it does.
Okay. Follow up, is a dehydrated banana chip a dessert?
No.
It's
Okay.
trail mix.
There you go. Good answer.
And those aren't that good.
Yeah,
That's my least favorite banana item.
okay. Good to know.
What's your most favorite banana item?
So you would take those over, or you would take a rotten banana over that?
If it's grossly rotten.
So
what's your most? Shut up, Keith. What's your most favorite?
Fuck you, cocksucker.
What's your most favorite banana item?
Probably like banana cream pie or like banana.
All right, not a straight up banana. I fucking love bananas.
I love it. I would like. I eat a ton of bananas just like every morning. I could eat like 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm making it sound like I just eat bananas all day every day. It's not the case, but
well, what did that one? I said it. I think I said it here before. What's that one baseball player? Monkey don't cramp. Right,
Mhm.
that one baseball player. When he was like, I had a cramp, so I ate a banana, and they were like, why? And he was just like, well, monkey don't cramp, so I eat bananas. And I was just like, that's so fucking genius. So like, I try and eat every lifting day. I have a banana in the morning because monkey don't cramp.
For some reason, when I was in college, like I was moving out of my dorm for like summer or something. My sister came with, and we had like a 2-hour drive from Maryland back to Philly, and we had like a bunch of like 7 bananas, and I was like, no real reason, but I like had them like on the center console, and I was like, because we cleaned out the dorm, and I was like, hey, like we got to finish these before we finish this drive, and she's like, why? I'm like, it has to be done. And she's like, she's like, how many do you expect me to eat? And she ate like half a banana, so I had to crush it at like 6.5.
So okay, obviously you're part of the Discord. Stem part or bottom part?
I was going to ask that.
Or the way that I do them, I cut them in half and I make a nice slice in the peel, and then I eat half at a time.
If I'm serving them to my kids, I'll cut them in half and I'll slice the peel with the knife, and then I'll peel them except for the bottom, and I'll chop them so they all kind of stay in a row.
Yep.
But personally, I was always ripping the stem until like a couple years ago. I transitioned to the whatever the point.
Yeah, the asshole of the banana is the way to eat the banana for sure.
For the
handle, right? It's easier to peel. Yeah, it peels that way.
You crush less banana that way.
Sorry, Keith. I don't think I've tried it that way before.
Didn't mean to swear at you on that one. I was like, shut up, Keith. I have questions.
No,
I have banana-specific questions.
No, that's why we're here. I definitely interject on yours when I'm hits close to home.
Like when I was putting in some items for the for the docket, for some reason on my mind I was just like, why are there so many lemon desserts? They're not that good.
They're not that good. You got one more, Keith?
Overrepresented.
Yeah, I'll do one more, and we can let Joey go. So, unpaid or underrated Saxon grips, like the newer implement from AbMat, if you're familiar with that. One of my buddies is the creator. You don't let that sway your opinion of them, because I have my own opinions of them.
Well, you're talking to an influencer.
Yeah, I gotta say unpaid.
But yeah, actually, you have had your hands on them before.
I do like AbMat. I have had my hands on them before, or a single one on like a dumbbell. But I'm sure it's like a good training tool. But anything that's malleable as a grip, like implement that you're going to train or like compete on, it's inconsistent.
Gotcha.
So like fat grips as like an implement, it's a little tough because they squish a little bit and they can twist and whatnot. I think metal is the way to go.
Makes sense. All right, I relinquish my turn.
So like, some behind the scenes shit. I've actually been removing a lot of the stuff from the interview questions and moving them to unpaid and underrated.
Same.
Because I really felt like I was going to get more here. I might ask 3, maybe 5, if that's okay with you guys.
Roll it.
All right, Madkow. So, unpaid or underrated? How print lift shorts?
Underrated. Like, I don't see why there isn't Print catalog on the Massimotic store already. I mean, it was
Mhm.
it was briefly discussed at the Arnold. Maybe the jorts would be a good option. So
Yep. That's why I brought it
simple
up.
answer there.
Yeah, at the Arnold, you were just like, so you got camo, you got blue, you got black. Like, why don't you guys get cow print? And they were like, why? And you were like, obvious reasons.
I think I was wearing cow print gym shorts.
You absolutely were. You absolutely were, which is why I brought that one up. For those maybe that aren't aware, at the Arnold, Madkow walked up and introduced himself, and I handed him my phone and said, "Pick a fucking date. You're coming on my podcast," which I do to a lot of you guys. Sorry,
Yeah, he
not,
does.
sorry, not sorry. Like I don't know what to tell you.
We can just add them to the backlog and then we can schedule them. But yeah, it's all good. It's
Yeah,
all
if there's
good.
an open date, get people on, man. They'll show up.
There's a lot of open
Uh,
dates.
Unpaid or underrated Orbit gum wrappers.
Underrated. I feel like you can do random things with gum wrappers in general that just you can almost like silver flake things with them, can't you? Just kind of like paste them on stuff. I don't know. I don't know what the meaning behind that is, but I think their gum wrappers are kind
So
of
that
versatile.
so that might have been one of the things your friends threw in that they thought were funny. That's fine. Shit
I
happens.
imagine
No more
there's
friends,
got to
just
be
spouses
No more
and
friends.
siblings. Like that's
uh,
the only people that
there's
are saying
probably
it anymore.
there's got to be a story behind that I'm not remembering right
That's all right.
Well, let us
Uh,
know if it comes to you later.
Unpaid or underrated AI songs.
now. I think they're underrated for the next few months, and then it'll catch up and swing the other way. It's extremely fun to make like very specific things very quickly and just have a good time. So I like.
And that
Were you the originator of the one that one that I play regularly? I know you submitted like several. It's just hard to think back exactly. Were you the one like the OG one that I'm always listening to?
As far as I know, the only one that was on the Discord that I didn't make was the OG lifting and drinking one.
Okay, cool. So
that was
that was
Tommy.
you.
So
Yeah,
you did our. Did you do
I
ours?
I did a Keith, I did a Big Matt, I did a Minnesota Department of Lifter Safety, and then I did the Brad the Pat this week.
Outstanding. Yeah, make sure we post that in our in the show notes. All right. Unpaid or underrated Natty Light.
Go underrated for that. It's inoffensive. It's just as strong as Bud Light. Cheaper. I think it probably has more flavor than Coors Light, and it's cheaper. So I'll go with underrated.
All right. All right. All right. All right. Last one. Uh, Possibly my favorite. Unpaid or underrated. Being one of only 3 crew members that are actually in my recording studio right now. There's you, Scott Dodds, and Keith. Everybody else's name is here, but you're the only one with an actual picture. Unpaid or
That's
underrated?
got to be that's underrated.
nice.
Again,
I gotta.
showed up at the Arnold. Joe, you want an autographed picture? And in my head, I was like, I actually only kind of know who you are, but yes, I want one of your autographed pictures. Can you describe the picture to us?
It's a completely unedited photo of me doing a raw beltless double overhand deadlift with an axle for about 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, yeah, that's well over
And it's
1,000
also
pounds.
it's also in a dairy barn.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh,
and he signed it. He said, Big Joey, keep on grooving. Keep on grooving.
nice.
Big Madkow. And then I forgot it, and I messaged Tanner. I was like, shit, dude, I forgot that. And he's like, I got it. Yeah, and like I said earlier, it showed up in my next order.
It's funny. I think the only thing we didn't touch on that I thought we were going to was the Windows XP background that you got in the gym. Is that literally something you made? Is that something you like? Where did that come from and why?
So obviously I have a lot of cow themed banter in my Instagram with all the grip people because they only know me as Mad Cow and I wear a cow get up to the
Oh, so I
competition.
guess it
But
just that it's like a pasture,
yeah,
basically.
I called it the grip pasture. So I already had a small
Gotcha.
area that's just for like storage that was turf. And I was like, I want a dedicated little area for my grip stuff that's like set aside, and I'll get chalk only over there for the most part. And I was
Okay.
like, I could just do an AstroTurf little stage, and then I found like this background says that's the Madkow's grip pasture.
Perfect. Definitely makes sense. I had a couple questions about that, and I it just never came up until the end, so it works.
Let's
I
not
dig it.
sleep on the AstroTurf lifting pad.
Well,
Like that's I fucking love that. Every time
that's
I
pretty
see that
cool.
on your Instagram, I die laughing. That's so funny, and I wish I could do it because that's really funny. All right. Well, that I think runs us out, and we're approaching 2 hours. So, Mad Cow, do you have anything for us today?
I was going to have a two-part hybrid game of over underrated and Mount Rushmore. I'll stick to one part, and we'll go in the positive direction. So we're going to do the Mount Rushmore of underrated Olympic sports for you two guys. And by
Ugh.
that, I mean the most underrated. And we could stick to the summer game.
I fucking love gymnastics. I don't know if it's underrated or not. If there was like, when I was a kid, I was into that kind of stuff. Like I did backyard wrestling and flips and stuff. Like I loved that kind of stuff, parkour. And I watch the gymnastics, the tumbling in particular is so amazing to me. And you want to see strong humans. I can squat some weight, I can deadlift some weight, but I can't jump 10 feet in the air and land on my feet and not have three of my joints scream at me. So even though these kids are like 20 years old and, like Mike Israel says, they're made of rubber and magic because they're just strong and young, I think that would be, to me, so underrated that you watch those kids do that. Simone Biles, I think Beals. God, I don't know. I only see the name. I don't hear it. That woman is from the U.S. and has just like demolished the Olympics because she's so strong and so good at what she does. I also really enjoy the uneven bars. Apparently, I learned in high school men don't do that. Men don't do the uneven bars, but I really wanted to because that looked like so much fun. But my gym teacher talked me out of it. So I think that would be the one that I would put as underrated for sure. For sure.
Yeah. For brevity, we could just do like one each. To do a whole Mount
Well, Keith,
Rushmore.
Keith isn't here. Oh, there he is.
I don't watch the Olympics hard. I don't turn my TV over to the cable very often, so I don't think I've watched any of the Olympics this year. But if I would have to answer one, if I had to go one right now, I would go basketball solely because our friend of the podcast, Jacob Ross, is the strength coach for the South Sudan team. So that's actually pretty cool to like someone that I've talked to many a times in DMs and like have had a like several year rapport with is actually like coaching essentially a strength, coaching the strength aspect of a Olympic sports team right now. I just think that's sick as shit. So I
Yeah.
guess basketball for that.
Unpaid is
Former,
fencing. Fencing fucking sucks. I don't understand it. You got these wobbly swords. You got like a lasso on your back. And like if you get too close, they pull you back. Like I don't understand fencing. And at no point does anybody ever go, here are the rules. Nobody ever
that's a good
tells
one.
you this is what fencing is. Like I understand touche. Like if you touch with the tip of your sword, then that's a point. But why the lasso? Why are they so
Yeah.
wobbly? Like I just don't. I wish I
And
understood.
why, like, I don't understand why there's like three different ones too.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get
Yeah.
fencing, and
I
my
think the fencing, the attitude of the fencing announcer is like, if you don't understand already, like you're too poor to know. Like we don't want.
yeah, and yeah, okay, yeah. Also, yeah, fuck that. But like, I was sitting there watching it today, going like, what? And today I think it was like South Korea versus I don't remember who, and they both touched at the same time, and there was a big fight about it. And it's like, well, that's just called a tie. Like in every other sport, if you both get a point at the same time, that's a tie. It's not a fight. Why is this controversy? Like I don't understand. So yeah, I
That's
would
a
say
good call.
that's my most unpaid Olympic sport. You got time. You got time, man. You got some time. You want to do any games, any questions? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, we're good.
That was my main one. I was gonna do like a under or overrated one or a couple.
Let's go.
So
Go.
Keith, fire away.
One more time.
Keith sounds like he's not a. He sounds like he's not an
Yeah, if it's all Olympic based,
watcher.
I'm just like looking at a list of sports that I don't watch. So I don't really have much to add to this.
All right. Yeah, Joey, do you have one that's like you think is extremely? I guess you did an underrated over it already. So, otherwise, that was just something I.
I get how flag football is like an Olympic sport. That's just weird to me. Like,
yeah, I got a list of things that should not be Olympic sports. That in my
I'm
head.
looking at like I feel like half the sports listed shouldn't like be sports. And aren't we losing wrestling next year or like next? Was this like the last time we were getting?
They dropped like baseball and softball and added like breakdancing.
Dancing? Really? That's
yeah.
I just don't understand how some things are sports and I'm a power lifter. So at the same time, like, what the fuck do I do? I lift things up and then somebody goes, you lifted that well, put it down. And then I put it down. And if I don't put it down nice enough, they go, well, that wasn't a good lift. Like, so I guess like I understand how some things can't be sports. I think I said it at the Litar Levisi. If I hear rack, bench, press, or whatever, bench, press, rack, again, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind because those are the stupidest commands. Like I hate bench pressing with all of my life. I guess I kind of understand how some stupid shit is a sport. But like breakdancing, like, well, congratulations. You did that head spin better than the last guy did a fucking hand toss flip. So that's a point. Like I just don't get how you point.
But that's only our opinion of
yeah.
I struggle with like the subjective judging.
Yeah,
there's some of that in gymnastics, I guess, but like there's like a catalog of like specific moves that add up. I guess figure skating is similar, but I imagine breakdancing and surfing have similar things, but it's like it seems very, very subjective in like surfing, breakdancing, like skateboarding and stuff like that. Like we have the X Games.
We have the X Games. Where do you find a breakdancing judge? Where do you find the best breakdancing judge?
Level.
Like, you know what? You are so good at watching people fucking dance.
Early 90s, right?
Yeah. You know what? You're gonna move into tango too. You're gonna now dance. You're gonna judge tango too, and we're gonna bring that but at the same time, again, powerlifting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there that's cool, but I'm like, I don't see how this is like an objective Olympic decision for medals and prestige.
The one thing that stood out the most, I think, that I saw on my Instagram or Facebook feed was the guy that showed up for like the handgun shooting thing without any added stuff. He just had his pistol and a pair of glasses, and everyone else had like all these fucking like radar glasses and shit and like hearing protection. And he took silver with just his fucking gun, basically. I thought that was kind of amusing.
He didn't even put ears on. Like everybody that shoots a gun puts ears on.
Yeah, I'd assume he's probably half deaf already.
Both of you are more protected for like gun sounds than he was.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, was that?
Yeah, that was all I had for any kind of rebuttal activities.
No, that works for us. Sorry, I let everyone down with my my not being up to date on the Olympics. I don't know. I feel like everything's changed since we don't have I don't have to switch over to live TV to watch TV, and I have to go like open up apps to go see live TV now. Like I'm just not going out of my way to find stuff that isn't.
I'm not sneaking shit out. Yeah.
I have like an hour, 2 hours a day invested that I can like invest in stuff. I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not searching. I'm not flipping the channels. I don't know. I guess maybe 4 years from now I'll get back into it.
All right. I guess we can round it out then. Where do we find you guys?
Madkow, Big Madkow, _Madkow, _ with a K.
And you can find me and all my affiliate links at Obsidian Ammonia, Barbell Rescue, Plate Snacks, Home Gym Congo. Use unpaid at all those. I am Keith Honeycutt. You can follow me on Instagram at Keith Honeycutt 73. More importantly, go follow my Orange Gym, the No Wine Cellar, please.
You can follow me at Joey _Molesco. Do not go and tag our affiliates in our swearing reel, but that is one of my favorite things we have done the past little while, which was the that was a good reel. And I really hope that the person who tagged that impression to me or first pointed it out to me comes through with an impression. Big things coming. I think there's another contest coming. We might push that off maybe till October.
Yeah,
But
fair.
there is another competition coming from us as well. Matt, fucking guy. So he did submit a few things and you know what? Like having spent the entire weekend with Matt, I think going forward, I'm gonna have Matt submit questions for every episode, and that way he has to fucking show up. And I think that's gonna come up, and I'll message him later this week to see how that goes. Otherwise, come on, man, just show up to this podcast. Like this is getting out of hand.
Instagram, Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, website, unpaidinternpodcast.com. Go check out the YouTube, and we'll see you next Tuesday.